Multimedia Production History, Progressive Print and Video Production Simplified. I began my first printing job in 1979 at the LA Times in downtown Los Angeles. As time progressed, I studied computers, makeup artistry, and multimedia production. 2025 has brought new developments to the printing and film industry. AI scares people. AI does not scare me unless it gets into a dictator's hands. AI has both positive and negative uses. Let us learn about AI and how it enhances our work as writers, artists, creators, and filmmakers. Printing is the process of transferring an image or text onto a surface, typically paper. Woodblock printing originated in ancient China around the 2nd century AD. The Diamond Sutra, recognized as the first printed book, was created in 868 AD. Printing with movable type appeared in Korea during the 13th century and later in Europe with Johannes Gutenberg's innovations in the 15th century. Over the centuries, printing technology has continued to evolve, introducing groundbreaking methods such as solid ink, thermal transfer, 3D, and digital printing. Modern innovations in printing, cloud printing. Businesses are transitioning their print management to the cloud, improving efficiency and streamlining processes. Enhanced security. The adoption of Windows Protected Print ensures strengthened print security, safeguarding sensitive documents. Creative embellishments. Enhanced printing techniques are being used to make printed materials more engaging and visually appealing. Mail system upgrades. The shift from information-based indicia, IBI, to intelligent mail indicia, IMI, provides better tracking capabilities and system efficiency. Artificial intelligence-driven automation. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing workflow and document processing, bringing automation and precision to various printing tasks, per Wikipedia. The history of film production, 1950s to 2025, 1950s, the golden age and challenges. 1. The rise of television posed a significant challenge to the film industry, prompting innovations like widescreen formats, CinemaScope, VistaVision, and 3D films to lure audiences back to theaters. Iconic films like Singin' in the Rain and Rebel Without a Cause appeared during this era. 1960s to 1970s, New Hollywood and global movements. The 1960s saw the decline of the studio system and the rise of auteur-driven films. Directors like Stanley Kubrick and Francis Ford Coppola redefined storytelling. Auteur-driven films are a cinema shaped by a director's unique vision. These are movies where the director's creative fingerprint is unmistakable, often making them feel like personal art. Think of Stanley Kubrick's meticulous framing, Wes Anderson's whimsical symmetry, or Agnes Varda's poetic storytelling. These directors or auteurs become the true authors of their films, steering every aspect of production to align with their distinct style and perspective. International cinema flourished with movements like the French New Wave and Italian neorealism. 1980s to 1990s, blockbusters and digital beginnings. The blockbuster era began with films like Star Wars and E.T. The 1990s introduced CGI and digital effects, revolutionizing film production with movies like Jurassic Park. 2000s to 2010, digital domination. The transition to digital filmmaking became widespread, with directors like James Cameron pushing boundaries in films like Avatar. Streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon began reshaping distribution and consumption. 2020s, AI and virtual production. AI-driven tools and virtual production techniques, such as those used in The Mandalorian, are transforming how films are made. The industry continues to adapt to streaming dominance and audience preferences. Per Wikipedia. Newsroom dress codes in the 1970s and 1980s. Practical yet professional attire, reporters were always dressed to move quickly, whether it was delivering a story draft to an editor across the room or beating competitors to a source. Despite their need for mobility, athletic shoes were no-go in the newsroom, and neckties, a workplace staple. Neckties were nearly mandatory, even with short-sleeved dress shirts. For his portrayal of editor Ben Bradley, Tom Hanks wore 5 Walter Cronkite ties gifted to him posthumously, according to Roth. Coins, the lifeblood of communication. Pockets filled with nickels, dimes, and quarters were essential for feeding parking meters and paying phones. The watch, a useful tool for journalists. Being aware of the remaining time until the deadline is important. Watches were considered an indispensable accessory. Gender and class dynamics. The era saw sharper class and gender lines. Women like Katharine Graham, owner of the Washington Post, dressed in feminine skirts and dresses rather than menswear-inspired suits as they navigated male-dominated newsrooms. The iconic press shake. Back when presses were housed within the newspaper offices, the building would physically tremble as they roared to life. Today, presses are typically housed separately from editorial spaces. Stock footage, a historical perspective. Origins. Stock footage has been around since the early days of filmmaking, providing pre-recorded clips for use in various projects. It became more structured in the mid-20th century, with libraries offering footage for news, documentaries, and films. Applications. Traditionally, stock footage has been used to save production costs and time. Filmmakers frequently utilize stock footage for establishing shots, historical events, or locations that are not feasible to film independently. Limitations. While convenient, stock footage is limited to what has already been recorded. It may not always match the specific vision or context a creator needs. Comparison. Aspect, stock footage, AI-generated footage. Availability. Pre-recorded, limited to existing clips, customizable, created on demand. Cost. Often affordable with royalty-free options, can vary depending on complexity and tools. Flexibility, limited options, highly adaptable. Ethical concerns, minimal potential misuse, e.g. deep fakes. Creative potential, constrained by existing material, virtually limitless. The multimedia print and film production industry have always fascinated me, from 3 years old to old age. Digital transition of newspapers. In 1981, the early digital transition of newspapers brought significant challenges and criticisms during the first experiments with online news delivery. Artificial intelligence in journalism and news. AI systems, especially large language models, excel at generating content across multiple formats, including text, images, videos, audio. Automated news writing is becoming increasingly common, revolutionizing journalism by enabling quick, scalable content creation. AI in the film industry. Artificial intelligence can make significant contributions to the film industry in various impactful ways, such as gathering audience data, preferences, and behaviors, aiding with budget decisions and resource planning, enhancing script writing, visuals, and special effects, improving marketing campaigns, and tracking audience engagement. However, AI cannot fully replace actors or screenwriters, as it lacks the nuanced understanding of human emotions. The early days of online newspapers, 1981. In 1981, newspapers took their first experimental steps into the digital world, years before the internet became mainstream. Publications like The Times, the San Francisco Examiner, and others ventured into new innovations with a service that ran on the telephone network. How it worked. 1. The system was powered by a mainframe computer in Columbus, Ohio. 2 users, including affluent residents in San Francisco high rises, could access this innovative system by dialing a number on their phone, connecting their home computer or video text terminal to the mainframe. The service was offered via CompuServe for $10 an hour during the day or $5 an hour at night. What you got? 1. The entire newspaper was delivered in monochrome text. Photos, comics, and ads were absent. It took about 2 hours to download an issue over the telephone line. An experimental vision. 1. The project was meant to explore how digital media could influence the newspaper industry and its readers. David Cole, who worked at the San Francisco Examiner at the time, remarked, "We're not in it to make money, but we aren't going to make much either." Challenges and criticisms. 1. The experiment faced significant skepticism. Cole recalls newsroom colleagues criticizing the project as a waste of resources. The effort cost the Examiner $150,000 annually, equivalent to $400,000 today, yet it only generated $25,000 to $50,000 in revenue. A glimpse of the future. 1. Despite its limitations, the project offered a glimpse of what was to come. Although most people at the time dismissed online services as a dead end, the rise of the web in the late 1990s would transform the newspaper industry entirely, ushering in significant challenges for publishers big and small. 2, on the bright side, early adopters enjoyed ad-free content and a taste of the future of publishing. Stock footage. Stock footage refers to pre-recorded video clips created by professional videographers and made available through agencies or platforms. It offers high-quality visuals without requiring extensive production resources. Applications for stock footage, films and cinema, filling content gaps, or supporting storytelling. Commercials, conveying messages effectively, documentaries, illustrating points or providing context. Social media content, enabling brands and influencers to create engaging posts. Corporate videos, enhancing presentations and promotional materials. AI is here in 2025. We can either accept progress or revert to 1950. We can either accept the progress we have made in technology or revert to 1950. We can accept education and science or revert to 1850. I choose to progress into the future. Personalized AI-driven video editing. AI in video editing uses neural networks and machine learning to automate manual tasks. Key benefits include saving time, eliminating the need for specialized skills, enabling professional quality video production without prior editing experience. Synthetic videos. These computer-generated videos created without cameras open new creative possibilities. I enjoy studying AI and media advances. I enjoy the new possibilities in media production. Instead of mutilating everyone's articles as possible AI, we should ask if they used AI in writing, media production, photography, and other usages that are available in 2025. I studied computers in college in the 1980s until age 52. I did not sit around and say, "Why don't they hand it to me on a platter?" I drove my car to a school, walked to class, sat in a chair, and attended every class in the same format. Now I am learning online about the latest gadgets and toys. No one is handing me the information on a silver platter. I am researching. I have notes and 5 Word documents and PDF files I am reading. There is a technical format that was needed in this article. I am a poet. This was a challenge and fun.
Spreading the love sent from above like a gift from above. This is what you